What does it feel like to be cast out, carrying the weight of new life and no one to share it with? I was 22 when I found myself standing on the curb outside his family's house, a single suitcase at my feet. The door slammed shut behind me. The air was cold, biting at my skin, but the sting of rejection hurt more. I was 6 months pregnant, and the man I loved death stood silent as his mother screamed that I wasn't good enough, that our child was a mistake, that I should disappear. I did. But now, with my daughter in my arms, they're knocking, pleading for a place in the life they once discarded. It started with love, the kind that feels like sunlight after a long winter. Ethan and I met at a community art fair, his shy smile drawing me in as we bonded over watercolor sketches and dreams of a future together. He was kind, with a laugh that made my heart lift. When I told him I was pregnant, his eyes lit up, promising we'd build a family. But his parents saw me differently, a small-town girl with no pedigree, no wealth, no value in their world of polished silver and high expectations. They wanted Ethan to marry someone from their circle, not a nobody like me. When he told them about the baby, their faces hardened. They called me a trap, a burden. Ethan, caught between love and loyalty, faltered. He didn't fight for me. The night they threw me out, I stood frozen, my hands trembling as I clutched my swollen belly. Ethan's mother hissed that I'd never be welcome, that my child would never carry their name. Ethan looked at the ground, his silence louder than her venom. I left with nothing but my pride and the life growing inside me. The city was a stranger, but I found a tiny apartment, a job at a diner, and a resolve I didn't know I had. Each night, I whispered to my unborn daughter, promising her a world where she'd be enough. The months blurred into survival. I worked double shifts, my feet aching, my heart heavier than my body. Strangers at the diner became my family. Maria, the cook, who slipped me extra food. Mr. Thompson, who left tips too generous for his coffee. They saw my struggle and lifted me up. When labor came, I was alone in the hospital, gripping the bed rails, breathing through the pain. But when they placed Lily in my arms, her tiny fingers curling around mine, I knew I'd made it. She was my victory, my reason, my everything. Lily was 3 months old when Ethan's mother called. Her voice, once sharp as a blade, was now soft, trembling. She wanted to see her granddaughter. Ethan had told them about Lily, how her eyes sparkled like his, how her laugh filled a room. They were sorry, she said. They wanted to make things right. I listened, my heart a storm of anger and pity. The same people who'd left me to fend for myself now wanted a piece of my daughter's light. I hung up without a word, my hands shaking as I held Lily close. Days later, Ethan showed up at my door. He looked older, worn by guilt. He apologized, said he'd been weak, that he should have fought for us. He begged to see Lily, to be part of her life. I wanted to scream, to remind him of the nights I cried alone, of the days I scraped by to keep us fed. But as I looked at him, I saw the boy from the art fair, the one who'd promised me forever before the world tore us apart. I let him hold Lily, watched his eyes soften as she cooed. Forgiveness didn't come, but understanding did. He was as trapped by his family's expectations as I'd been by their rejection. His parents came next, their faces etched with regret. They offered money, a house, anything to be near Lily. I stood tall, my voice steady. I didn't need their wealth or their approval anymore. I'd built a life from nothing, and Lily was mine, not theirs to claim. But I saw the longing in their eyes, the kind that comes from realizing too late what matters. I let them meet her, not for them, but for Lily. She deserved to know her roots, even the ones that tried to cut me down. Now, as I watch Lily grow, I think about what family means. It's not the blood that ties us, but the hands that lift us when we fall. Maria, Mr. Thompson, the strangers who became my strength, my family. Ethan and his parents are learning, slowly, what it means to earn a place in Lily's life. I don't know if I'll ever fully forgive them, but I've learned that love is bigger than anger. It's in Lily's smile, in the way she reaches for me, in the life we've carved out against all odds. They threw me out, but I found my way. And now, they're the ones begging to come in.